Combs and ALISSA McCommon, now playing at a theater near you. And for those of you who are budgeting, you can watch a free movie on YouTube, Stranger in My Bed. It was released in 2022. Very good movie. We're going to get a little information coming out of New York City pertaining to the iconic crystal ball that drops every year in New York City to bring in the new year. It will be retiring, but they will replace it with a new ball in the Twart Live, everybody. We're also going to rehash 2024 with any topics that stuck out in your head that was crazy, wild, interesting in 2024. Welcome to the Vault Excel. Thank you.
She always says dad joke to me. Legendary New Year's Eve celebration. The iconic New Year's Eve ball weighs almost 6 tons. It's adorned with thousands of crystals, and it'll be the last year that we see this one drop before it goes into retirement. CBS News New York's John Diaz got a closer look.
Yeah, good afternoon. We're standing just feet away from what will be the star of the show. What we're talking about right here, the New Year's Eve crystal ball. Countless eyeballs from around the world will be glued to this New Year's Eve ball here in Times Square. And just a short time ago, organizers of the annual celebration took part in the screwing in of the last crystal on top of Times Square just days before the iconic celebration.
3, 2, 1.
Singer Pitbull took part in the fun as well, as organizers did a little test run and lit it up as they do every year. The New Year's Eve ball is covered with a total of 2,688 Waterford crystal triangles that vary in size. It's 12 feet in diameter and weighs almost 12,000 pounds.
Wow.
But this will be the last time this ball drops. It will retire and be replaced for next year's celebration.
The new ball will come in 2025. Different design, but also as dynamic, but much more digitally interactive. This ball will go onto the lower floors of the building as part of an immersive arts and culture exhibit.
Let me tell you what a treat it is to be up here so high in the sky for this annual celebration. For now, reporting here from Times Square, John Diaz, CBS News, New York.
All right, everybody. That's the last. The ball will be retiring. This crystal ball, 16,000 pounds. Wow, how interesting. New York City will get a new ball next year. How wonderful. All right, let's get down to business. Let's talk about some crazy nonsense. American craziness. First story is Sean Puffy Combs. Thank you for joining me. As most of you know, Jay-Z has been brought in on a civil suit by a woman who claims that he and Sean Puffy Combs assaulted her when she was after a VMA Awards party. So a judge has ruled that the woman can remain anonymous in the suit against Jay-Z. Now, his lawyer feels as though this lawsuit is, frivolous, but it's pressing forward. So that's the latest events pertaining to Jay-Z. The lawsuit is going forward. It will not be dismissed, and the woman can remain anonymous. Now on to Sean Puffy Combs. The Guardian is the source. Attorneys for Philippines claim in a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles on Monday that between December 2019 to December 2021, Combs pressured Pines into having sex with a woman and orchestrated parties where he engaged in sex, drugs, alcohol. Pines, who says he was given the senior executive assistant, was allegedly asked to set up for Combs' so-called Wild King Nights, according to the claim, which was obtained by Variety. He also claims that Combs knowingly exposed a celebrity guest to COVID-19 at his 51st birthday party and details a disturbing incident where Combs pressured him to engage in sex with a female guest. There are also allegations he witnessed Combs violently kicking a guest in Miami. So who was that person that Mr. Combs kicked allegedly? Who was the person who had COVID? Don't know. Who's the celebrity guest who caught COVID at this 51st birthday party? Very interesting information. Pine's duties, he claims, included arranging for drugs, alcohol, and sex-related paraphernalia to be brought in and cleaned up after the parties concluded, including removing drug evidence, bodily stains from rooms, deleting any compromising videos from Combs' devices, and ensuring that no one spoke about the night. Pines claims that he was asked on multiple occasions to set up rooms for Combs' parties, providing red lights, ice buckets, alcohol, marijuana joints, honey packs for male libido, baby oil, Astroglide, towels, illegal drugs, and power banger sex machines, whatever the hell that is. Pines also alleges that Combs would test his loyalty, including asking him to return to work to find the TV remote, and that his party cleanup duties were assigned to avoid additional hotel cleaning fees. Combs, who was arrested in September on racketeering and sex trafficking charges, is currently detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, after being denied bail on 3 separate occasions. At his most recent bail hearing in November, trial judge Arun Subramanian cited evidence showing Combs to be a serious risk of witness tampering and proof he has tried to hide prohibited communications with third parties while incarcerated for the bail denial. Now, as most of you know, he has been denied bail 4 times, and he has decided to stop trying to get out. He would just go forward with trial in 2025. There is compelling evidence of Combs' propensity for violence, Subramanian wrote in a 5-page order. Earlier this month, Combs' attorneys withdrew the bail appeal for their client. In a statement to Variety on the latest civil claim, Combs' representative said, "No matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. We live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth. And Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court." Well, that's easy for him to say, because he said this same thing last year when Cassie brought forward a lawsuit. He settled within 1 day, and then months later, 2024, spring of 2024, a tape was released of him beating her inside of a hotel hallway. So he's a liar. So him saying to the public, "I haven't assaulted anyone," we know that's not true, because there's proof that he assaulted that young lady. She also filed claims that he did other things with her, coerced her with drugs and engaging in sexual activity with men, women, prostitutes, whomever. So why would I think he didn't do it with other people, other gullible people that went along with it? He obviously has some type of influence over people. Why, I don't know. Because my thing is, whether you are attracted to a person or not, if you are not comfortable with doing something, then don't do it. Don't do it. If you hear they get down a certain type of way, why be around them? Why be around them? Especially if you think you were sexually assaulted by him or any of his cohorts, guess, don't go back. So I think he's a liar. I think he has assaulted many people. I think he has drugged many people, children as well, and or assaulted children. And that's my opinion on Sean Puffy Combs. And basically this indictment is pertaining to Cassie's allegation. So obviously she has something on him, or the state would not have pressed forward with taking the information before a grand jury. It is what it is. The Guardian is the source of this information. ALISSA McCommon. Woo, boy, what a mess. New York Post is the source of this information. 2-part live, everybody. A former Tennessee teacher who essayed a 12-year-old boy inside her home and became pregnant was sentenced to 25 years in prison for her heinous sex crimes on Friday, as one of her victims' families told the once trusted educator to burn in hell. ALISSA McCommon, a 4th-grade teacher in Tipton County, pleaded guilty to a slew of sex charges related to 5 of her possible 21 potential victims. Now that's even worse. 21 possible. Wow. McCommon, previously accused of assaulting a former student of hers in 2021, pleaded guilty to 1 count of rape of a child, statutory rape, sexual exploitation of minors, and solicitation of minors. McCommon will have to register as a violent sex offender after her sentence and was ordered to not have contact with any of her victims. Her teaching license was also revoked. The ex-Charger Academy educator formed relationships with the preteens she met while in her class before playing video games, following them on social media and befriending their mothers to exploit her position of authority, WREG reported. McCommon was fond of one student, a 12-year-old boy, whom she called over 200 times and sent explicit photos to over Snapchat. In one message, McCommon threatened the boy that she would kill herself if he broke off the relationship, the outlet reported. Pictures of Miss McCommon at a better time in her life, I'm assuming. Wow, what a difference. Arrest photo, in front of her home, September 8th, 2023. Husband standing in the door. Can you imagine what he thought at that time? Did he have knowledge that she was sending pornography to students or any other persons? An investigation opened into McCommon in 2021, and a mother reported inappropriate texts from the teacher to her son in 2023. McCommon was suspended from the school without pay on August 24th, 2023. She was arrested on September 8th, 2023 on a 23-count indictment with multiple sexual offenses against several students, Tipton County District Attorney Mark Davidson said on Friday. She bonded out but was back behind bars less than a month after she violated her release conditions by communicating with one of her victims. At the same time, McCommon claimed to one of the boys that she was pregnant with his child. And most of you have probably seen the photographs of her in court, standing pregnant, receiving her 25-year sentence. In a call to the minor played in court, McCommon, a mother of two beforehand, said she was ready to bring their alleged child into the world. DNA evidence confirmed the former teacher's claims that the child was the father, according to WREG. A judge later ruled that McCommon would have no contact with the infant child. Wow, that's something. The victim's mother, who has custody of the child, said the newborn would not be influenced by its felony mother and that McCommon has to face her punishments. The innocent child will be loved and raised without your influence. There's no amount of time they can give you that will equal what God will give you. You will burn in hell. Davidson applauded McCommon's guilty plea and subsequent prison sentence. These convictions and sentence demonstrate the continuing commitment of law enforcement and the district attorney's office to aggressively investigate and prosecute child rape and sexual abuse cases in this district, especially where there are minor child victims, he said. We are glad that we were able to achieve finality, certainty, and closure for the victims and their families and the Tipton County community in this case. New York Post is the source. McCommon was sentenced to 25 years in prison after Circuit Court Judge Blake Neal ordered all sentences to run concurrently with each other without the possibility of parole. Here she is looking jacked up, young, distraught, I'm sure. 25 years. She pled guilty to her charges. 11 other charges will serve 25 years. And then you also heard 21 possible victims. So will anybody else try to bring forward any charges? Or are those allegations also the concurrent charges? What a mess. What I find strange is they said they're raising the kid. Because I thought she was pregnant in court. I'm confused. So December 20th, she pled guilty. License revoked, teaching license. What kind of mess is this? Well, we were stunned when we heard she was pregnant. I remember like it was yesterday. When they brought forward news that she was pregnant, she had contacted the victim, and I said to myself, God, you got to be making this up. No way this woman is pregnant by this kid. So DNA confirmed the father, the young boy, is the father of the child. She can't have any contact with the infant child. It says the victim's mother, who has custody of the child, said the newborn will not be influenced by its felony mother and that McCommon has to face her punishments. She told the suspect in court, "You will burn in hell," quote unquote. Smiling after her arrest, going to the courthouse, or I guess judicial building. A married woman with 2 children, if I'm not mistaken. I believe she has girl children. What the hell is wrong with this woman? Why would she seek out these kids? See, this, you have to always question naturally. Probably won't get a good explanation, but there's no reason to be seeking any type of comfort, desire, sex, whatever, camaraderie with a child. And most of these people are probably childlike in their minds, pedophiles. Something has happened to this woman in her life for her to feel comfortable enough to engage with children in an inappropriate manner. So we have to ask that question. Was she sexually assaulted herself as a child? Did the husband or her children suspect anything inappropriate with her and boy children? Were boy children her only victims? Because some offenders are dual offenders. They sexual assault boys and girls. 21 possible victims. That's a lot of boys if we to say that they are boy victims. 21. It's pretty jacked up. That's a lot of kids to be inappropriate with. Don't know if she had any type of sex with them, but maybe she sent them pictures or sex talk through messages. I just don't know what to say. The mom said there's no amount of time they can give you that will equal what God will give you. You will burn in hell. Wow, wow, wow. Suspended from school August 24th with no pay. Very interesting. So they didn't even let it play out. Go to court. For not paying her, letting her go with no pay. That was her original mugshot a year ago. August 24th, suspended, arrested. Puffy eyes. Look a mess for somebody so young. Said she was arrested September 8th, 2023. 23 count indictment with multiple sexual offenses against several students. Tipton County District Attorney Mark Davison said Friday. Several students. 21 is more than several. Several is what? 7 or more. Once you get to 10, 11, you're out the several range. 20-something kids, that's a lot of boys to be sending inappropriate conversation pictures to. What's wrong with this lady? I don't know what her problem is. But she has time to figure it out. 25 years, no possibility of parole, so that means she's got to do all 25. And she is a young woman, okay? Let's get her age here. I think I wrote it down. I think it says 39 years old. 25 years. He was a 12-year-old boy at the time, pled guilty. She's going to be an old person. She will be mid-60s when she gets out. She's 39. She has girl children herself. What the hell is wrong with her? She doesn't look that old. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, there's another story I want to bring to you that is just absolutely sickening. New York Post is the source of this other update. A gay Georgia couple convicted of sickening sexually abuse of their two adoptive sons will spend the rest of their lives behind bars. William and Zachary Zulak, 34 and 36, were each sentenced last week to 100 years in prison without the possibility of parole. The Walton County District Attorney's Office announced these two defendants truly created a house of horrors and put their extremely dark desires above everything and everyone else, said District Attorney Randy McGinley, according to WSB-TV. We're going to show you what these two MFs look like, okay? William Zulak is left, Zachary Zulak right. They're going to spend the rest of their lives in prison. They pled guilty to assaulting two adoptive children from a special needs facility. Stay woke. Let's get more information pertaining to these two dirty heathens. However, the depth of the defendant's depravity, which is as deep as it gets, is not greater than the resolve of those who fought for justice and the strength of the victims in this case. The resolve I have seen from these two young victims over the last 2 years is truly inspiring, he added. The boys, two brothers who are now 12 and 10 years old, were adopted from a Christian special needs agency by the Zulaks. The couple raised them under the guise of a happy home in an affluent Atlanta suburb, but their picture-perfect life. Zachary worked in banking, and William was a government employee, held a dark secret. The couple were regularly forcing the boys to have sex with them and would film to abuse to make pedophilic pornography. Love my family. How sick can you get? Two gay men adopting children and having sex with the children and filming them making porn. Sweet Jesus. You can't make this up. Taking family photos, living a lie. Abuse the system by taking in these children and abusing them. And that's what's so sad about children that's in foster care and in foster homes. They're already coming from a horrible situation, and then you get vile heathens such as these two motherfuckers who exploited the children for their own sexual gratification. Dirty bumps. Evidence showed they even bragged about the abuse to twisted friends, with one telling police, Zachary once sent a Snapchat message reading, "I'm going to F my son. Stand by," along with the images of the boy being abused. And they allegedly used social media to pimp the boys out to at least two men in a depraved local pedophile sex ring. Did you hear that? Pimp the boys out to at least two men. The couple was arrested in 2022 after an alleged member of the ring was caught downloading child porn and told investigators how the Zulaks were making porn. With young boys living in their house. Both Zulaks pled guilty to charges of aggravated child molestation, aggravated sodomy, sexual exploitation of children. So, this is the world that we are in. This is the world that we are in. Wow. Just brought you information of ALISSA McCommon in Tennessee. School teacher who has been accused of sexually assaulting a boy child, getting pregnant by him. His mother now is taking care of the child. She just received a 25-year sentence a few days ago. She will be in there for a while. No possibility of parole, lost her license, teaching license. She has children, she was married. What the hell is wrong with you people? Then you go down to Georgia. You got these two dirty bums pretending to care for children, adopted them from a special needs agency. And was filming the kids, having sex with the kids, talking about the kids to other people, sharing information with their friends, pimped the kids out to men. And one of the men got arrested for child porn, and he told on the two. So just imagine had the person not gotten arrested, how long this would have gone on. Stay woke. Now we have to worry about the two boys, because when you introduce children to sex, you are framing their mindset. And we know that most pedophiles were molested as children. So now we ask the question about these two nasty bums. Were they messed with as children, violated by other children or grown-ups to grow up to be pedophiles? Then you have to ask, how do you get two people to get together to think it's okay to have sex with their own boys? Now these boys are going to always have that in their mind, having sexual relations with their own parents. This is crazy. Having sex with your own parents, having sex with other men. Probably had the boys doing things with each other. How do you get that out of a child's mind? That's why children end up touching each other inappropriately, because they've been touched. Now, children are curious by nature, of course. So they will, touch themselves and touch other kids, but somebody has to know about it and tell the children you can't do that because they're kids. So it doesn't help when you have people like this, these dogs, grooming the kids and coercing them and sexually assaulting them to do dirty deeds with each other, them and grown men, taking their pictures, filming it, selling it, doing whatever the hell they were doing. This is horrible. This is the world that we're in. Nasty, nasty beast. School teacher raping her children, sending boys nasty pictures and sexting through Snapchat. I want you to think about that. Imagine telling your son he's going to be a father. Then the parents get the baby. Nobody in her family fought for the baby, not even her husband. He probably didn't want that kid. It's not my kid. I don't want a kid by a kid. Wow. You can't make this stuff up. 25 years in prison. Throw away your whole life to sexually assault children. So as I said, was she also assaulted as a child? To grow up to be an adult, grooming boys. Same thing with those two heathens. How do you get two heathens together to sexually assault children? And that's what's so baffling about crime. It's bad enough to have one person being a sadist, but then when they get with somebody else and they get in cahoots, it's like, how do you even have a conversation to get together to assault children or adults? Hey, let's go out here and kidnap a lady, a guy, sexually assault him, torture him. Hey, let's adopt some boy children and make porn with them, sell them out to men. How do you even have that conversation? How? Somebody help me understand. Two gay men just out of the blue adopt some boys and then say to themselves, let's have sex with them. Let's film them. Let's pimp them out. I'm just saying. Help me understand. Because as I said, one person being a dirty bird is one thing. But how do you get two people to jump on board to be sadists together? We've heard of the stories, though. People getting in cahoots doing nasty things with each other, such as with the Sean Puffy Combs. He's paying people to do dirty deeds, paying people to be his cleanup, be the cleanup boy, coercing people to have sex with other sex workers and people drugged. That's why I said, how do you as yourself get in this predicament to go along with the wrongdoing? I don't get it. Why would you even want to go along with sexual assaulting another human being? That's not your nature. You ain't never thought about doing it. So why would you allow somebody to talk you into doing it? Help me understand. Because we're talking about grown people with the Sean Puffy Combs dilemma. You're a grown person and you're not into that type of behavior. You can't use the excuse, I was coerced. You were coerced to do what exactly? Watch somebody be sexually assaulted, drugged. You would stand there and watch. You would participate in the sex. And then now you want to come forward and say, this is what Sean made me do. Bullshit. Children is one thing, but not an adult. You're an adult engaging in that type of behavior. That means there's something wrong with you. You're not going to be able to use, oh, I was fascinated with his fame and I felt like I had to, and he was going to beat me up and he threatened me and Because like I said, if you went to someone's home, it's getting late, you start seeing people take their clothes off, they start engaging in sex. Why are you engaging? Because you want to. If you see that somebody's laid out, inebriated, and people are starting to pile on top of the person, you're going to stand there and watch, take pictures, and then join them? For what reason? This is crazy. It's sickening. And the fact that, as I said, that you could talk grown people into committing rape, there are no words for that type of behavior. Like I said, it's one thing to be a pedophile, it's one thing to be a rapist, but to coerce others, we are doomed as a world. We are doomed. And I feel horrible for children that they get in the wrong hands, such as people like Sean Puffy Combs, God forbid Jay-Z as well, and other people who look like they're normal, but they're not. That's why you have to be careful where you send your children. Teachers, coaches, even family members. That's why you're going to have to start talking to your children young about inappropriate touching by all people. And I'm sure that's a dicey subject to have with your own child, but you're going to have it with your child. You're going to have to talk to your child about sex, and you're going to have to talk to your child about inappropriate touching, because you don't want your child to find out the hard way. And a lot of children also have left here because they were inappropriately touched, and people probably got rid of the child, and so the child wouldn't tell the truth. Tell on them. That's my commentary, everybody. 2024, how was it for you? Did you have a good year? What do you remember the most about 2024 as far as breaking news? How do you feel about 2025? Any New Year's resolutions? Will you keep them? Are you ready for a new year? Was 2024 a good year, bad year? Take the polls on my community page. Will this be a better year for you? What do you remember most about 2024? Good news, bad news, breaking news, true crime, events. Still have war brewing here abroad. Also, I saw something about the Chinese going to force divorcees into labor. I thought, labor camps. I thought, what type of business is this? This is crazy. And also there's information about Mr. Trump that I want to play for you. Hold on a second. There was some new information. CBS News is the source of this information. Lord have mercy, this goes on and on. It says President-elect Donald Trump is not entitled to a new trial in the case in which a jury found him liable for sexual abuse and defamation of the writer E. Jean Carroll. A federal appeals court ruled Monday. The court roundly rejected claims by Trump and his lawyers that the judge who presided over the trial made a series of decisions that harmed Trump's standing with the jury. Trump asked for a new trial after a jury unanimously concluded in May 2023 that a preponderance of evidence supported Carroll's claim that Trump sexually abusing her during a mid-1990s encounter in a New York department store. Monday's 77-page decision rejected complaints made repeatedly by Trump before, during, and after the 9-day trial. Wow, this is wicked. U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, based in New York, found that District Court Judge Lewis Kaplan did not err in allowing the testimonies of two women who made claims on the stand of alleged encounters with Trump that bore similarities to Carroll's. Wow, this is crazy to me. Hold on one second.
Panel rejected Trump's argument and
Let's go back. Hold on one. Can't get it back there. Hold on.
defamation. The case stems from a lawsuit brought by writer E. Jean Carroll and upholds the $5 million award granted to her. In May of 2023, a federal jury found him civilly liable for sexually abusing Carroll in the 90s in a department store dressing room and then defaming her. Trump tried arguing the trial judge violated his rights by allowing certain evidence, including the testimony of two women who shared stories of their alleged encounters with Trump that bore similarities to Carroll's story. A three-judge federal appeals panel rejected Trump's argument and ruled he is not entitled to a new trial. Trump has vehemently denied Carroll's allegations and has vowed to appeal the case as far as the Supreme Court. CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins us now. So, Ed, let's start there. Are Trump and his team saying anything yet about this appeals court decision?
Lindsay, no formal comment from the Trump team yet to this case. And as you laid out there, remember, this is a civil case, not a criminal case. There was no guilty verdict in this case, just that he was found liable for sexual abuse and defamation, which means that a jury had decided there was a preponderance of evidence supported the sexual abuse and defamation claims. And essentially, the judges said the jury had found that Trump more likely than not committed sexual abuse and defamation in this case. It is one of a handful of legal challenges that continue to face the president-elect as he prepares to move back to the White House, even though he's cleared the decks of some of the more significant ones in the past year.
Let's go ahead and shift gears here. Trump made a couple of comments regarding the passing of former President Jimmy Carter, saying, quote, "While I strongly disagreed with him philosophically and politically, I also realized that he truly loved and respected our country and all it stands for. He worked hard to make America a better place, and for that, I give him my highest respect." What can you tell us about the relationship between the two former presidents?
And not terribly close, and not one that found much agreement on policy or politics, but that is perhaps in keeping with how Carter's four other living successors may have had their relationship with Carter shaped at various times. He was someone known to speak out about what the sitting president may or may not have been doing at the time. Where they might have found agreement, for example, was on North Korea. Carter, of course, had visited to help get hostages freed. Trump, of course, met with Kim Jong-un. So dialogue with people like Kim Jong-un is something that Carter would have promoted and would have liked to have seen. But in other regards, whether it's Cuba, whether it's the situation in the Middle East, whether it's the 2020 election and how it should have been treated, the 2016 election and how it should have been treated, they would have had sharp disagreements. Either way, a positive sign perhaps for those concerned how Trump might react to this news. No indication yet from him or the other former presidents whether they indeed plan to attend the state funeral now scheduled for next Thursday in Washington. But if tradition and the health of the former presidents and their spouses hold, they should all be in attendance, at least at the funeral, again in Washington next week.
Let's shift to politics. Trump today endorsed Speaker Mike Johnson to remain in his role when the 119th Congress begins next week.
Okay, I want to stop there. Well, that's the latest pertaining to this lawsuit against Mr. Trump. I'm going to briefly recap over what she said happened. Carol said she and Trump bumped into each other by chance while shopping at Bergdorf Goodman. What started as a pleasant walk through the store, her helping him choose a present for another woman, as they engaged in jocular banter, turned violent in a changing room, she alleged. Trump has vehemently denied Carol's allegations and vowed to appeal the case as far as the Supreme Court. He has also appealed a January 2024 trial ruling that found him liable for more defamation against Carol. That appeal is still pending. The juries in two cases combined awarded Carol more than $88 million. Attorneys for Trump did not immediately reply to requests for comment. A spokesman for Trump, Stephen Chung, said he plans to appeal and said Americans who voted for Trump demand a swift dismissal of all the witch hunts. Carol's attorney, Roberta Kaplan, thanked the appeals court for its careful consideration of the party's argument. Both E. Jean Carroll and I are gratified by today's decision, said Roberta Kaplan, who was not related to the judge. Among Trump's complaints about the trial was that the jurors were shown an outtake from Access Hollywood, in which Trump could be heard describing grabbing women's genitals. The clip was widely sharing during the 2016 presidential race. The court found that Lewis Kaplan did not err in allowing that video to be shown. Well, my thing is, even with all that was said about Trump in 2016, all the improprieties with the Stormy Daniels nonsense, people still voted for him. How about that? And you see he's back in the White House because they don't care about what he's done. What he has said, what he has done in his past, they don't care. And that's what I believe. Carol's federal civil lawsuit made claims of rape, sexual abuse, defamation, as defined by New York's penal code. The jury found Trump liable for sexual abuse, defamation, but rejected the rape claim, which under New York's statute requires proof of forceful penetration involving the attacker's genitals. So did Mr. Trump pick this woman in a changing room at Bergdorf? Wow, what a mess. The judge later wrote that New York's penal code is out of touch with federal standards and a modern understanding of what rape is. In post-trial rulings, he wrote that Carol's assertion that Trump raped her was substantially true. Okay. So was it oral sex? Because that's also a form of rape as well. Whether it be he forced her face down his crotch or he performed, a sex on her vaginally by mouth. The definition of rape in New York penal law is far narrower than the meaning of rape in common modern parlance. Its definition in some dictionaries, in some federal and state criminal statutes, and elsewhere, Lewis Kaplan wrote in July 2023, the jury implicitly found Mr. Trump did, in fact, digitally rape Ms. Carol, Lewis Kaplan wrote. Digitally rape. Wow. That's something, isn't it? MSN. A total of $88 million. This case, $5 million. Will she get a payday? See, that's the thing about a civil suit. A person can win a civil suit, but will they ever get the money? Because I don't see Mr. Trump paying her money when he's denying the allegation and allegations. That's the latest, everybody. Bringing you the latest updates and breaking news. I've brought you information pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs. An ex-assistant claims he was the cleanup boy for him. He forced him into sexual acts, blah, blah, blah. ALISSA McCommon, Tennessee teacher, received a 25-year sentence concurrent for other charges and charges of sexual abuse of one boy child, 12 years old at the time. She also got pregnant by him. His mother is now taking care of that child. Don't know if the mom is married or not. But those are the latest events. Then we have this nonsense with Mr. Trump and E. Jean Carroll. She's won a $5 million defamation, sex abuse lawsuit. He was trying to have it appealed, but the appeals court has rejected his challenge for the abuse verdict. also two dirty heathens out of Georgia that adopted two little white boys for a special needs agency. They have been given a 100-year sentence for sexual assaulting their boy children, selling porn, and also pimping out the two boy children who are now 10 and 12 years old. Hopefully they are in a better situation. And that's the scary part. As I said before, imagine going from a dysfunctional home into the foster care system to then be adopted by two homosexual men, and they sexually assault you, film you, engage in sex with you, and then pimp you out to other men, and then you go back into foster care with somebody else. How scary is that? Because we have to pray that this 10 and 12-year-old don't get a repeat of their previous life in foster care and with their own biological family members. This is bad. And then they had the nerve to take family portraits with pride t-shirts on, and they've been raping their kids and selling porn and pimping the boys out with men, two men. Jesus Christ. They got caught because one of the guys they were pilfering the porn with got arrested for downloading porn, and he told on them that they were making porn out of their house with their children. And also one of their own friends told on them that he received pornographic material on Snapchat of pictures of him essaying the children, and sent a text that he's going to F one of his boys. Are you believing this? This is the world that we're in. Just bringing you updates to breaking news. 3 dirty birds now will be behind bars. ALISSA McCommon, 25 years. And these two heathens out of Georgia, two gay men, William and Zachary Zulak, 34 and 36, received a 100-year sentence, no parole. And also, she's doing 25, ALISSA McCommon, no parole, can't talk to the victims, and no contact with that baby she gave birth to that the victim's mother now has custody of. Jay-Z, Sean Puffy Combs, still pressing forward with those civil lawsuits. Jay-Z brought into a lawsuit with Sean Puffy Combs. Allegation. You're entitled to your opinion to believe if it's true or not. The Jay-Z sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl back in 2000 with Sean Puffy Combs. And there was also a celebrity B in the room, which was a female. Who was that woman? Is this all made up for money, attention? Did these two men sexually assault, gang rape a girl child? What a happy, happy mess. Happy New Year. 2024 will end. Several hours. How will you end this 2024? Happy, sad, glad, cheerful, humble, grateful, bad year, looking forward to a new year that's better. Hopefully your new year will be prosperous. Hopefully you'll take something from 2024 into the new year. Focus on doing better, being better, achieving goals. If you've not had the best life, make this 2025 a better you, a better life for yourself. Find positive people to be around, put in your orbit, because that means a lot in your disposition when you're around positive people. I don't care who you are. When you're around negative people, people with a lot of drama, strife, that energy is around you. You don't have to participate. You don't even have to speak on it, but it's around you, and it can affect you at some point or another. So put yourself in positive situations, positive company. It definitely can help your disposition if you're around positive people. That's my plan for 2025. Okay? To be around positive people. The reason why I have this screen on with the ball, Times Square, they're going to be retiring this ball 2024, okay? So this is the last year for this 16,000-pound ball. 2025, the end of the year, next December, they will have another ball that will come into play for the festivities going into 2026. So that's why I have this screen on pertaining to New York City. We'll play a little bit of that. So you
most legendary New Year's, she always says dad joke to me. Most legendary New Year's Eve celebration. The iconic New Year's Eve weighs almost 6 tons. It's adorned with thousands of crystals, and it'll be the last year that we see this one drop before it goes into retirement. CBS News New York's John Diaz got a closer look.
Yeah, good afternoon, and we are standing just feet away from what will be the star of the show. What we're talking about right here, the New Year's Eve crystal ball. Countless eyeballs from around the world will be glued to this New Year's Eve ball here in Times Square. And just a short time ago, organizers of the annual celebration took part in the screwing in of the last crystal on top of One Times Square just days before the iconic celebration.
3, 2, 1, go!
Singer Pitbull took part in the fun as well, as organizers did a little test run and lit it up as they do every year. The New Year's Eve ball is covered with a total of 2,688 Waterford crystal triangles that vary in size. It's 12 feet in diameter and weighs almost 12,000 pounds. But this will be the last time this ball drops. It will retire and be replaced for next year's celebration.
The new ball will come in 2025, which will be a completely different design, but also as dynamic, but much more digitally interactive. This ball will go onto the lower floors of the building as part of an immersive arts and culture exhibit.
Let me tell you what a treat it is to be up here so high in the sky for this annual celebration. For now, reporting here from One Times Square, John Diaz, CBS News, New York.
All right, that's the latest information pertaining to this crystal ball, 16,000 pounds. It will retire after it drops midnight, January 1st, 2025, which is several hours from now. I thought they were going to tell us they weren't going to be dropping the ball anymore. I was like, oh my goodness, some people in New York will lose their damn mind. They heard that. It is now 1:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in East Tennessee, Knoxville. Less than 11 hours, we will be celebrating a new year. Once again, how was your 2024? What did you learn in 2024? What did you gain? Also, what did you lose? Was it a good year financially, mentally, physically? Health ailments? Health got better? Did you meet new people? Cross out old people. The one thing I talk about a lot on this network is self-preservation and also decluttering, clearing out your mind, your home. So that's my recommendation is to clean out the old, bring in the new. And sometimes you don't even need to bring in the new because a lot of you don't really need nothing extra in your house. So I hope that you all have gone through your cupboards, your closets, under the bed, gotten rid of old shoes, old clothes, too little clothes, cleaned out your cabinets with extra food, expired food, toiletry, so on and so forth. Because in the end, less is more. You don't need all this stuff. I was talking to one of the fans last night about, shopping, SS shopping, buying things. Most of the things that are made in China. What is the point in buying all this SS stuff? You're buying a replica. Everything is mass produced. There are only a few things made in the world that are only done maybe 10 times, 8 times, such as, leather handbags or coat. But other than that, everything's a repeat. From a picture to a shoe to a necklace, so on and so forth. So nothing you have is original, rarely. Because everything's made abroad, India, Taiwan, China, Mexico. And then the prices are high, Just like when I was at Target yesterday, I had to exchange something, and I didn't have but a few dollars on the card, you know, under $25. And I thought, what am I going to buy in here? Everything's so high. One rug, $25. Decorator vase with a fake stem, $30. And I'm like, I'm not about to give anybody $30 for a vase with a fake stem in it. Not me. Not no tabletop vase with a plastic fake flower. And as I told Miss Mary, I don't get attached to things. I've had the best of everything as a young person. I've had designer clothes, designer handbags, Dooney & Burke, Louis Vuitton. I've had all of that. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't get attached to things. So that's why when I get stuff, I tire of it easily. I can give it away, throw it in the garbage can, donate it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't get attached to things. And that's why I don't have any debt as far as, you know, credit card bills and an assortment of shoes, clothes that I'm not wearing, not using. I've already gone through my closet, getting rid of a lot of those things. I don't get attached to stuff. I don't get attached to stuff. I don't even carry big purses anymore. I got a few I've kept in the closet that I didn't want to discard, but I have yet to pull them out to carry them because I don't carry purses, big purses. I carry crossover purses. Now, I'll carry a nice name brand crossover bag if I choose to buy one, but I'm not going to go in the store and spend $300 for a purse, a big purse, because I don't carry a lot of stuff. And when I run around during the day, I don't want a big purse. You understand? I mean, everyone's different. I always tell women that when you carry a big purse, especially its name brand, people think you have money. So what you have to remember is that also people who like to snatch purses are out there watching you carry that big purse around, and they see you walking around with a big Dooney & Burke Gucci bag. They think there's some Gucci Louis Vuitton money in that bag. And you may not have a damn dollar, but they don't know that. So when you carry those big old purses, it's ripe for the taking. You're ripe for the taking. They think you have money. They think you have money. You carry a crossover bag in the wintertime, you can put that bad boy underneath your sweater coat, jacket, coat. Nobody even knows you have a purse under there. You just got a coat. You have a coat on, a jacket. That's the point. Less is more. Fool the eye. Because we have a lot of people out here on drugs, and they will snatch your purse, hold you up at gunpoint. We had an incident here a week ago where a lady was held up at the Kroger, scared the hell out of her. Stole her purse. We're in desolate times. Christmas time, probably wanted some Christmas money. Either that or money to get high with. Don't know, don't care. The point is, it's dangerous out here. And everything's about illusion. And naturally, people think you have something, they will take it from you. They will attempt to take it from you. Whether it's break in your house, steal your car. We had that incident the other day. Someone's SUV, carjacked, stole it. Little white boy was in the car, 2-year-old, grace of God. He was recovered. Just a lot of craziness going on in the world. So that's why I said they don't care about stealing your car, snatching your purse, snatching your jewelry off. These people are wicked out here. So you have to be careful, you know, how you look. And I'm one of those type of people. I like to wear nice things myself, but you don't know what that appeals to people when you're out in the public, whether you're riding public transportation or you're in your car or you're walking in the mall or the parking lots. People see you. If you got something they want, they don't have any problem with trying to get it from you. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So please be careful on your journeys into the new year and beyond. Be aware of your faculties. Be aware of what you post. I talk about that a lot on this network. You can't post everything. You can't tell everybody where you're going. You're going out of town. Now you're letting people know you're not home. Okay? Same thing with your house. Leaving things out. Newspapers, packages piling up. Now somebody knows you're not there. You have to be aware of your faculties. How you move, your blueprint. Your blueprint can get you caught up, can get you hurt, can get you hurt. And I told you I was going to come back one day and we're going to talk about social media and posting things to social media, what not to post, what should we not post this upcoming year. Are we addicted to social media, X, Facebook, Snapchat, IG, YouTube? Do you have to engage? Do you have to comment? Do you have to promote the people that's doing the talking behind the microphone, the computer? Do you know who you're listening to? You don't. Do we know the people chatting in the comment section? We don't. And some of you get really riled up from what people say. You get irritated, you comment. I do. I'm a news break commentator. I upload content on the news break. And hey, sometimes I go ham in my comments too. But then you have to step back sometime and say, I don't have to comment on every article. And that's what I think a lot of people need to understand about social media. You don't have to comment under every article. You don't have to comment on every post. You don't have to send somebody a dirty email because you don't like what they said publicly or in a post. Sometimes you got to step back and just be a spectator, because living is learning. Hello, darling. How are you? Good afternoon, Perspective. Welcome, 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 California. Thank you. Everything's about moderation. 2024 has been an eventful year for the Queen. I've had a lot of ups and downs, a few stresses. First of the year, 2024, going into spring, kind of got better by spring after May. Then it went downhill by fall, dealing with, crazy situations with men. But I'm still a better person despite all of that, because everything is a lesson learned. What I have to take from all those situations is that I don't have to respond, because it's the responding is what causes the stress. And I think a lot of you probably know that how you respond will be the determining factor how you press forward in dealing with a given situation. So we have to teach ourselves not to respond. It's very hard, especially when you get to my age. I'll be 54 next month, the end of the month. So responding is everything. And you can't give the devil what he wants, because he's always wanting to get under your skin. I'm going to always remember you, honey. I know you're from California. You don't have to respond. And that's what I have to tell myself, because responding can cause you a lot of headache and heartache. Stress can put you in very compromising situations, because that's the thing about responding. You don't know what response you're going to get back once you respond. Even if a person is an initiator of drama, you have to tell yourself, should I respond? Everything's about, as I said, moderation. I'm looking forward to 2025. I'm looking forward to making more money. As I said, being a better me, getting my health in order. You're welcome, sweetheart. I'm just looking forward to, meeting new people, praying that I meet some decent people, whomever they are, not to let any negativity into my circle, not to indulge or engage in anything negative that's not conducive or productive to my spirit. That's my goal. And that should be a goal every day, new year or no new year, is living in the light, trying to be positive, trying to, change your negative mindset, ideologies. It's hard sometimes. We all vent, bitch, moan, but you don't want that to consume you to where that's all you do, that you always have negative thoughts, negative commentary, you're lashing out, you're flipping out, wigging out, because it's bad for your health. And that's the one thing we don't even think about, is how all that negativity affects our health. It can affect you, not just your mindset, but it can, cause heart palpitations, high blood pressure. You don't want that for yourself. And you definitely don't want to have a stroke because you've gotten yourself riled up over something crazy. I'm going to call Mary here later, or text her, check on her relative up here. She's have a relative that was not feeling good. So I'm going to call her and check on that relative, make sure everything's okay with them. And other than that, I'm just going to wash some clothes, because that's an old superstition not to have dirty clothes in your house. New Year's Day, not to have dirty laundry. So I'm going to wash some clothes, take out my trash. Also, I believe in the trash thing too. Of course, naturally, you're going to have some type of trash, unless you're going to try to tiptoe out at 11:40 p.m. and throw the last bit of trash out. But anyway, you're supposed to wash your clothes, have clean laundry. They say. I don't know if it works or not, but naturally, you're going to always have something bad happen once the new year arrives, whether you wash your clothes or not. But it's just old superstition. I am going to wash clothes because it is laundry. It is time for my laundry. I'm supposed to wash really the weekend, so I've got laundry that needs to be washed. I've already got it sorted and ready to go. But that's my journey today. Those are my plans. I don't think I'll be going out. I would love to go out, but I don't think I'm going to be going out. So I'm going to wash some clothes, take out the trash. Very exciting life. Now if somebody wants to take Queen out for New Year's Eve, that's cool. I had someone message me earlier about meeting or whatever, but I'd have to do a little chit-chatting before I do all of that. Because I'm not really up to going out, meeting anybody anywhere. We can, chat on the phone, video chat. That's the preferable method. And then I'll decide if I want to meet a person somewhere, publicly. But right now, there's no New Year's Eve plans. I've got the drinky drink already put to the side. No champagne this round. So everything's looking good. Exciting and safe. Better anyway. Well, yeah. Queen ain't talking about nothing much for New Year's Eve. But yeah, I just wanted to chat with you all to see how this year has ended for you. What have you gained? What have you lost? What is your perception of the upcoming year? What do you propose is going to happen? Do you have plans for something new to happen? New job, new home, new location, new relationships? What places you want to go, see, and also people you want to get rid of. As they always say, out with the old. While we're cleaning dresser drawers and cabinets, have you cut off anybody this 2024? Moved on, blocked, deleted? God knows I have. I sure have. Because I realized, and I said this to Mary, one of the fans that I talked to offline, I don't owe anybody anything. And if you can't accept the Queen as she is, then the Queen don't want to be bothered. Because as the old lady once said, I didn't send for you. So if I didn't send for you, I don't have to deal with anything you bring to the table that's not copacetic. And I'm not going to deal with anybody that comes to the table negative and accusatory when I haven't even talked to you or spoken to you in years. My thing is, and I've said this to you all 1,000 times, if a person can go 2 days, don't talk to you, 1 week, 1 month, you already know the deal. Then what do we have to talk about? And that's something a lot of us need to own, is that you don't owe anybody anything. And when people have dropped contact with you or you've dropped contact with them and you haven't gained anything by dealing with them, then you don't have to go back in and you don't need to let them come back in. For what? Whatever old memory you have of them, let it stay right back there where it is. It's old. Because if it was something worthy, you would still be dealing with them and talking to them. And that's how I feel. And that's where we make our mistake, is going back in, opening Pandora's box, dealing with people and allowing them to call and text. And all they do is loop you right back into bullshit. Because you always have to tell yourself, I wasn't talking to this person for whatever reason. Whether they fell off, I fell off, I didn't respond, they didn't respond, whoever want to be right or wrong. The point is, we ain't been dealing with each other. That's the point. So if you haven't been dealing with a person, I mean, seriously, in a couple of days to a week, keep it moving. I get it. Every courtship is different. Some people don't talk every day, don't deal with each other every day. But if it's the type of situation where you're liking them in that way, let's just say that. You had some type of feeling for them, or they liked you at some point, but it didn't work, or somebody didn't want a commitment, relationship, whatever, just keep it moving. It's not even worth the trouble in trying to talk all that psycho babble about we can be friends, and you can't be a friend to somebody and you don't even know how to be a damn friend. I hate when people say that we can be friends. I'm your friend. You're not my friend. How are you my friend and we don't even talk? We didn't set up a timeline of we only talk once a week or 2 times a week or every 2 months, and we haven't even had that type of conversation, how are we friends? Because we're not. And I think it's hard for people to be friends with people who they actually are attracted to. You know, you're attracted to somebody. I think it'd be kind of hard to try to be their friend. If you two dated or you had a fling or affair or whatever you had, hell no. Hell no. Look, bye Felicia, bye Tommy, John, whoever you are. We'll see you later. As Miss Erykah Badu would say, I'll see you next lifetime. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm done. I'm not going back in dealing with nonsense. That's what's caused most of my misery. Dealing with people who I know did not mean me any good, and then go back in dealing with them. I've dealt with it with family. I've dealt with it with men. I've dealt with it with females. And when I'm done, I'm done. I don't want to talk. I don't want to text. I don't want to visit you. I don't want you visiting me. As I told Mary last night, I'm that type. Don't call me to tell me somebody's sick. Don't even call me to tell me that somebody's dying. I'm done. I don't want to be bothered. And I admit, it can be lonely being to yourself a lot. It also is freeing and peaceful when you're to yourself a lot. It's like, it's the lady of justice. She's got the blinders on, up, down, up. But peace, there's no price. There's no price on freedom, peace of mind. It's nothing like being peaceful. And I enjoy my life as far as that. Waking up, doing what I want, going where I want. There's nobody tugging at me. There's nobody begging. Nothing. There's no dog, cat. There's none of that. There's no crazy boyfriend. There's no crazy husband. There's no husband living in another home or apartment. It's none of that type of drama. And I don't want it. And I don't want no parts of it. So when I hear other people crying about their problems and they're going on and on about the butcher, the baker, got to contend with relatives that's crazy. They got to contend with grown children that's wayward. They got to contend with children that's wayward. They're contending with messy relatives. I can look to the heavens and thank God I don't have any of those problems. And I know that's why God puts people in my path to show me, Queen, you ain't got no problems. You can shut the phone, computer off when you want, TV, and stare at the walls if you want. It's your business. It's your life. And it ain't nobody to come in and complain. What you doing? Why you doing that? Where's my dinner? Da-da-da-da-da. I don't want it. It ain't gonna happen. How about that? Oh, yeah. That's the one thing I don't like is anyone trying to mess with my personal space, my orbit. Oh, we will fall out quick. Because I love my peace, my space. That's why I don't want nobody coming in this apartment. I don't want nobody visiting. No. I don't want your negative energy. I don't want it in here. Because like I always say, just like doing this YouTube, it's one thing doing the videos, listening to the crazy ass comments, people bitching and moaning. I could shut all this off. You're talking to yourself. But my space in here where I sleep is totally different. I don't want that nonsense up in here where I sleep, where I eat. And a lot of people don't think about that. You just let any old Tom, Dick, and Harry come up in your personal space. And that's when people get comfortable, when they're in your personal space because the doors are closed. Yeah, we're going to preach now. And then that's when they start saying crazy shit, talking crazy, doing crazy stuff. God forbid, violate you in your own house. Oh, hell no. Not in here. You want to talk crazy in the street? Fine. You want to talk crazy on YouTube, Facebook? Fine. You want to talk crazy in a text message? Okay. All I got to do, block, delete. But my personal space, my home, no. You can't come in here. You can't come in here. And God knows somebody recently tried to come visit. Can I come see you? I told him, for what? What you want to come here for? We got this great open earth out here. Earth. Why you want to come in here? First time talking to me. You know, I'm keeping it real. First time talking to me, you want to come to my house. For what? You got a place. Why not invite me there? And my dad told me that. When dealing with men, he can't tell you where he lives. He can't take you to his place. You shouldn't even be interested. Now, this person has their own apartment. They had somebody else, I believe, you know, staying there, a roommate. But my thing was, that's a turn off right there, too. Because I'm not going in somebody's house, apartment, and they have somebody else staying there. Although the person was going out of town. But you understand what I'm saying. I still wouldn't feel comfortable. And I'm not going to let you come here first time out the gate when I've already told you where I stood as far as dealing with you, that I didn't see it in that way. We could be friendly and talk occasionally, but I'm not looking at you as a prospect because I can't offer you anything and you can't offer me anything. And the person knew why they couldn't offer me anything. So they still was trying to, hey, do the P. Diddy. I just like to come over and look at you and hold your hand, all the type of crazy talk. Not trying to do all that. Hey, Sue, Happy New Year. Well, perspective, that's how it was supposed to have started. Go for coffee. But I already knew what time of day it is because I know what's going on with this person. They're trying to get them a spouse. They're trying to get themselves situated in this United States of America. They're not trying to do nothing with Queen but become a headache. That's all. They don't have nothing they can offer me. And they were never going to try to go out to eat or dinner because they already explained their situation, their work situation. So it would be just like dealing with all the rest. Everything would have fell on Queen. It would always been the person wanting to come here. They would never want to go out to the movies or travel or spend any money. I'm not signing up for that. I'm 53 years old. There's no way I sign up for that. No. You can't buy me anything. You can't take me anywhere. First time we meet, you can't even buy dinner. And that's always a bad sign anyway when a man wants to go to a woman's home. 20 minutes of talking, you're already trying to get to the person's house. Come on. No. Hell no. You talk, video chat, and before you can even start to really just, ask pertinent questions, they're already, trying to, woo you with, oh, I want to sit next to you. I want to be beside you, all that old type of crap. Oh, I'm not interested. I'm fine just where I am. If that means by myself, then that's where I'm at. But I don't want anybody in here. I don't want anyone coming up in here that I just held a 2-minute conversation with. I don't want you in here. Like I told him, I said, there's a lot going on outside, even though that day it was raining the other day. But, I was being serious. Like, there's things we can do outside. The restaurants, they're still cooking even though it's raining outside. They don't stop cooking because it's raining. So I knew what time of day it was. I was like, he's not going to try to do anything. I said, if you allow the person to come here, that's how it's going to end. Just like that. They'll always want to be over here, and they're never going to want to go anywhere and do anything. They're going to have 1,000 excuses about they're busy, they're studying. There'll just always be something. And then, like I said, I don't have anything in common. That was another thing. I didn't have anything in common with the person. That's why I told the person out the gate, I don't see this going anywhere because we have too many differences and you're in a different place in life than where I am and where I'm trying to go. You're not. You're just getting into the groove of life. We don't have anything in common. And I'm not going to settle just to say, oh, I'm dating someone. Nah. Hell no. I've done enough of that already. Well, everybody, I'm not going to hold you, but I wanted to bring you some breaking news updates. Sean Puffy Combs, Jay-Z's case going forward. The woman can remain anonymous. Sean Puffy Combs has a new lawsuit by alleged ex-executive claiming improprieties and coercion. ALISSA McCommon out of Tennessee has received a 25-year sentence for sexual assault on a boy and other boy children. 2 gay men out of Georgia, the Zulocks, they have received a 100-year sentence for sexual assault on their boy children and other improprieties of those 2 adopted children. Those 2 children are somewhere in the world. I don't know where they are, where they're placed, but those 2 adopted fathers got 100 years in prison. And also, Mr. Donald Trump has lost his lawsuit against Miss E. Jean Carroll. She was awarded $5 million on a civil suit for sexual abuse and defamation. And he is still going to be the president. Go figure. What else did I have? I think that's it. Those are the latest updates. I saw something with Gypsy Rose, too. Some news she wanted to reveal, and I thought, we're tired. We are tired. And once again, this crystal ball, this will be the last year that it will drop in New York City. December of 2025, New York City will get a new ball to drop for 2026. So that's why I have it on this screen, to show you the latest information coming out of New York City. But the ball will go up tonight and drop at midnight for January 1st, 2025. But this will be the last year for this 16,000-pound crystal ball. So New York City will still continue dropping the ball every New Year. New Year's Eve. I don't know if they'll have any singing or festivities tonight. I know they had stopped doing that the past couple of years, having people sing and dance and everything. But either way, people will still gather in Times Square to watch the ball drop. There was something else I wanted to talk about, because it's crazy. This crazy president, because this is a crazy case I saw the other day. I said, oh my God, I got to make a short about it. And then I'm going to let you all enjoy your New Year's Eve. MSN is the source. It's my last update, everybody. Kim Jong-un has reportedly ordered that divorcing couples be sent to labor camps for up to 6 months, with women potentially facing longer sentences. The North Korean leader has declared that ending a marriage demonstrates anti-socialist sympathies and warrants punishment. This represents a toughening of existing laws, which previously only punished the party seeking the divorce, even in cases of physical abuse. Under the new rules, both spouses will face imprisonment once the divorce is finalized, reports Radio Free Asia, RFA. A resident of the northern Ryanggang province said, I went to the Kim Jong-su County People's Court, where 12 people received divorce decrees. Immediately after the verdict, they were transferred to the county labor training camp. Until last year, when a couple divorced, only the person who first filed for the divorce was sent to a labor training camp. Starting this month, all divorced couples will be sent to labor training camps. In Korea, the act of divorce is not only considered an affront on socialism, but also on the Confucian values that tie into the thinking of those in North and South. RFA reported that divorce rates had increased on the back of COVID-19 when lockdown constraints put couples up against it financially. Data is not available for the exact numbers. Rates of divorce are not said to have significantly dropped, even though citizens are now threatened with public humiliation and exposure from the Korean Workers' Party. My brother also divorced after 3 years of marriage, a resident said. His wife first submitted a divorce application to the court and received a divorce ruling. She was sent to a labor camp for 6 months while he has to do 1 month. Another woman who has spent some time in the correction facility said most divorcees are in their late 30s. There are 80 women, 40 men in prison in the county labor training camp, she said. Wow, more women. About 30 men and women were in prison due to divorce decrees, and the women's sentences were longer. To receive the best stories in our inbox, blah, 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 register here for the Standard. Wow, 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 wow. That's one I wanted to do by itself. That Kim Jong-un. Well, we know he's still around. He's exacting power. He's a big, overweight Teletubby with nothing to do. He's a crybaby, and he's a dictator. And I can see why many people want to leave that demographic for a better life. Nobody wants to be told what to do. No matter your traditions, how you grew up, how your parents live, you're still a free-thinking individual, and you have the right to think how you want. Whether you want to raise kids, don't raise kids, have children, be married, not married, gay, whatever. You want to wear your hair purple? But when you live in certain societies, certain things are not allowed or shunned, and this Korea business is one of them. And I think it's sad, North Korean leader. So this is North Korea. Kim Jong-un. Stop it, Queen. What's your name? Kim Jong-un is my name. Very sad. It's a very sad way to live. To be in a world where you don't have no rights. You don't even have the right to think. And so when you're living in a country like this, you don't even have the right to have your own brain. Your brain is under scrutiny, under jurisdiction of a dictator. What you can buy, how you can shop. Who wants to live like that? That's why we have a lot of problems here in the U.S. We have a lot of racism. We have a lot of crime. We have a lot of weird thinking people. We have people that don't want to obey the law. We have people that, pretend to uphold the law. We have people who say they care about the law, justice. We just have improprieties by everybody, every avenue, every agency, every organization, because people make up everything. What I've been telling people, you have bad people everywhere. School, business, restaurant, government, state government, it doesn't matter. But everybody's not also the same. You get one bad cop does not mean the whole damn police force is bad. You get one bad mayor doesn't mean everybody in the mayor's office is bad. You got to stop judging everybody and grouping everybody the same. That's what people don't seem to understand about these dictatorship type countries. A lot of these people want freedom, but they can't leave for whatever reason. They don't have the money, resources, common sense. You can't get mad at them because they live in a fucked up country. It's not their fault. It's not their fault they were born there. So that's what people need to understand about third world countries, Africa, Iran, Iraq, Korea. Those people didn't actually be born there. They didn't choose these people to be their dictators. It's just the way it is. Just like America, same thing. This country was built from thievery. That's why we're still paying the price. A lot of people don't accept that. You're going to keep paying the price because what your ancestors have done was wrong. You can't continue to just keep robbing and mistreating people and think your country is going to be prosperous. It can't be prosperous because you're still repeating the same sins of your ancestors. And I don't know why a lot of people can't seem to understand that. America she's going to continue to suffer because she hasn't learned anything. She's still doing the same wicked shit. That's why when people talk about what group is doing this, it's a joke. Everybody's doing something wrong. That's, stop the nonsense. Everybody's doing something wrong. Ain't no one group, no one race. Everybody's doing something. You're lying on your taxes, you're cheating, you got affairs, you got different baby daddies, baby mamas, you're robbing people, you're Ponzi schemes. What's the point? Everybody's doing something they ain't got no damn business. They're coming in the country scheming and scamming. It's the reason why a lot of people want to come to America, because they know they can get away with shit over here until they get caught. It's the way it is. Leave a war-torn country, then to come over here and want to blow something up, want to shoot somebody, want to drive through a crowd of people. Well, do it over there where you live. What you want to come over here and do that for? United States government give you a chance to have a better life. First thing you think of, ways to exact mass destruction. Well, then you should have stayed where you were. It's a choice. You don't have to come over here. People are just jacked up. That's the world. We act out, we lash out. Nobody's perfect. That's the way it is. That's why I said it's best to just work on being a better you. That's the only thing you can do, is work on being a better John, Susie, Mabel. That's all you can go on. Hello, Mary. Be a better you. And know that you're going to always encounter problems. There are going to always be people misbehaving. There are going to be days you're going to misbehave. It's just the way it is, because we are of the flesh and we are human. We are not God. We are not Jesus. Allah, Muhammad, whoever the hell you believe in. Buddha, whatever. Those are the latest developments, everybody. I'll do a short on that Kim Jong-un. Boy, that's deep. So imagine you have a horrible marriage, or it's not working out, and you have decided to leave your spouse. You both decide, okay, it's not working. And then you get a divorce. And then the government says, oh, you're not getting ready to go get any freedom. Hell no. You're getting ready to go to a labor camp. And I can only imagine how bad the labor camps are. So now I need to hear somebody who's been to the labor camp to testify to what it was like in the labor camp. What was the setup like? How early did they have to get up? What did they have to do? Did they get fed properly? What's the hygiene practices? Bathroom, shower, all of that. Now imagine these people have children and they get a divorce. So who's going to take care of the child? Because if you're sentencing both to the labor camp, then who's going to take care of their children? So you didn't think about that while you're sentencing people to the labor camps. Who the hell is going to take care of the children? What if the people don't have descendants, relatives to take care of the children? Kim Jong-un, you need to go get on a tricycle and ride it around the world. Get your mind and your weight right. Because you need help. You really need help. You just got those people hostage over there in North Korea. And I feel sorry for anybody that lives over there. Now, naturally, there are probably some people who are Jong-un supporters. That's your business. But that little fat boy needs to be put down. I said that. Let me refrain. He needs to be out of power. So take it as you want. He needs to be put out of power. People have a right to live peacefully, coexist with each other, and have free thinking ideas and ways. And living like this, that this isn't any way to have to live. Go to a labor camp because you don't want to be with a person anymore. You don't want to be in a relationship. So I'm sure this is the same country that will tell you how many kids you can have, how many babies you can have, and all that old type of damn nonsense. Really, they're overpopulated over there in those Korean countries. They ain't really got no room for the people they got. They don't have any room when people are stacked on top of each other. Just stacked. What a world. Prayers for North Korea. Have mercy. Prayers for these people getting divorced. So now people will probably stay together because they're like, I ain't trying to go do 6 months in a labor camp. I guess I'll just stay with this old ratchet human. Your best thing, if you can, pack you a bag and leave North Korea. That's what you should do. You unhappy in your marriage? You don't want to end up being in a labor camp? Just pack you a bag. You and your child or children get on your airplane and fly, fly, fly. Shoo, fly, shoo. That's your best bet. Now, hell to that. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $BeAngie129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Feel free to go back to the replay of the latest events and breaking news. Jay-Z, Sean Puffy Combs, ALISSA, MCCOMMON, William and Zachary Zulop, Kim Jong-un, E. Jean Carroll, and Mr. Trump. She's won a defamation and sexual abuse case against the upcoming president. Those are the latest updates in this live stream. Wishing you all a prosperous new year. God bless America and abroad. Prayers for the injustice, children and adults. Prayers for our missing as well. Prayers to their families. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Mind the children. Thank you for tuning into this network. Follow the Queen on the Newsbreak app where I give similar commentary and content. You'll get a notification when I comment under a video or post. So follow me on the Newsbreak app as well as YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below this video and take the polls on my community page. It's free. Nobody has to know your voice for the polls. But I'm going to put up a poll pertaining to Mr. Kim Jong-un. I'm going to put up this poll about this labor camp business after this live stream. So mosey on over there and take the poll. And once again, the crystal ball will drop tonight, midnight, but it will be the last time this ball is dropped in New York City. They will be retiring this crystal ball and put up a new one December 2025. Okay. That's the latest. Yep. And so is your mama. She's too. How about that? Go tell your mama I said that. Did you hear it loud and clear? Okay, good. Love you guys. Thank you. You have been listening to the Vault XL.